Hi guys, Korean movie recapped here. Before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm going to recap a 2020 action Korean movie called Gang. This movie is about a badass student who is expelled and moved to another school. His new school is unique, where all of the students have at least one criminal record. The fighting is allowed there and even designed as a tournament where everyone can bet. So, how is this student like there? Is he still a badass? Let's find it out. The movie starts with a guy named G, who is actually a high school student. He is about to be dropped from school by the principal because of his behavior being gangster and bullying other students. His older sister tries to persuade the principal by asking her for a lighter punishment rather than drop out. But because of very excessive behavior, he still gets dropped out. Even so, he doesn't even care about it and is even mocking the principal. Because of that, the principal moves him into the other school. It is an unknown stranded school, which was actually a former prison building. The students are also having at least one criminal record. The next day, G goes there and states his ambition to rule this school, like he has done before. Suddenly, a ball hits his face and a badass gang comes to him. Seeing them, G is very excited and about to fight them all. When he wants to hit them, suddenly they apologize to G and say that it was an accident. They even take care of him by asking about his face. Now, G is very confused about this. Then, he meets the principal in the dirty room. Then, the principal checks his profile. The principal doesn't care about his academics and even asks him about his fighting skills, which makes G more confused. The principal doesn't want to answer the confusion and only orders him to go to his class. On his way to the class, there is a geeky-faced student and G asks him where is his class location. This student answers it with kindness, but he gets bullied by G. When arriving at his class, G directly asks them who is the strongest there and even makes a fuse. But everyone doesn't care and ignores him. The previous baller man is there and tries to talk with G. Suddenly, the lunch break bell is ringing and everyone there is leaving the class. G follows them all and directs him into the basement. It turns out that almost all the students are there and it seems like a nightclub. There, the main stage is a fighting arena where they are fighting one-on-one every day. The baller tells him that this is our main activity as a student, where fighting is a must and officially. The other also can bet and we can get a lot of money from betting and fighting. Even some teachers also come here to make money. There is also a weird rule that G also has to know. They cannot have any fights outside the arena. The rule is set because all of the students are criminals and they were thinking that it might be a good idea to make the fight legal and official here, so the strongest will be the king and the teacher also can prevent unwanted accidents, like killing. Now, the king is a student called Iron Fist. He is a very strong student who is also glimpsed by the MMA National Club. But he is now missing because of an accident. Because of that, the king's position now is hunted. There are 3 strong candidate students. First is a judo athlete named Gitae, who can break your bones easily. Second is a psychopath fighter who is called Hot Dog, since he was like a crazy fighter since his family died. And the last is a Sikh, who is actually the best candidate overall. Almost everyone bets him to be the next king. It turns out that Sikh is actually the former geeky handsome face student, and G bullied him previously by unknowing who he is. The next day, G directly comes to Sikh to fight with him. But calmly, he refuses his offer. He is still stubborn enough to ask him to fight. Seeing that, Sikh calls his subordinates to give him a lesson. G shocks when seeing them having a muscular body. At the end, G is knocked down and gets bullied. They make him naked and it turns out that he uses Hello Kitty underpants. They take the picture of it and spread it over the school. Now, everyone calls him Hello Kitty. After that accident, G's ambition overflowed and registered the fight club starting from the bottom rank. There, he sees Sikh is fighting and knocks his enemy easily. G shocks and now he is scared of him. The next day, he starts his first fight there. With confidence he underestimates his enemy. But it turns out that he gets hit several times, and even gets cornered because he only knows about street fighting style. Now, he gets used to the real fighting style and turns things around. By using his head, he knocks him down and wins his first match. Everyone is shocked by the result and they lose their money from the bet. Even so, G is still not satisfied with his skills and starts practicing hard. Day by day, he wins another match and gets some money from it. On the other hand, the principal turns out to be bankrupt by losing his bet because of G. He orders Gitei to defeat him in the next match. Knowing that his next match is against a judo athlete, G learns from YouTube how to win the fight with a judo athlete. The next day, his match is coming. The match begins with G punches several times to his face. But Gitei doesn't feel anything and even slams his body badly several times. It turns out that he is now using his trick against judo athletes by taking off his clothes, so he cannot slam him easily. By using this trick, G doesn't get any slam again and beats him over and over, until he is knocked down. Now, the Hello Kitty also wins the student's heart. Hearing that, Hot Dog comes to challenge him. Without saying much, they have set their match date. The date has come, and both of them are confident they will win the match. When the match begins, G fights with his usual fighting style, but Hot Dog has a different fighting style. He is very fast and able to beat him like a crazy man. Now, Hot Dog is dominating the match. Until suddenly, his amulet falls and has gone. Because he believes with his amulet much, he loses his calm and G can easily beat him many times until he is knocked down. Everyone cheers him up as the winner today. Surprisingly, he is back. The missing king in this school. Everyone there is stunned. The next day, Sik meets the Iron Fist. He asks him not to interfere with their fighting club. But he ignores Sik and even he wants to erase every rule there. He wants the students to fight anytime and anywhere they want. He also wants to fight until death. Hearing that, Sik threatens him and they leave. They go to the basement and start fighting privately. By using his MMA fighting style, he tries to lock him. But it seems that he is too strong and able to release his lock by giving a strong punch to Sik. Then, Sik gets some hits on his body and the Iron Fist beats his face until he is knocked down. Not satisfied with that, he even beats Sik's subordinate badly. Gitei and Hot Dog are also beaten by him. Now, the king is back and rules the school. Everyone must obey his order or they get beats. Some of them are also his subordinates by force. Several months pass, and no one fights in the basement again. Everyone cannot do their activities freely. Including G, who is recommended to hide by his friend, the baller. One day, the Iron Fist finally looking for G, he asks the baller to take him on his face. But the baller even tells G, so he can hide and run away. It turns out that the Iron Fist knows it and beats him badly. Knowing that his best friend gets beaten, he comes back to make sure about it. When seeing the baller gets beaten and bullied, he suddenly comes to the Iron Fist by himself. When he wants to fight one-on-one with him, the Iron Fist seems too lazy to fight with him and order his subordinates to beat him. Because of the number, G got beaten. But it appears that the former G's enemies come to help him. Gitei, Hot Dog and Sik come to beat them up. Now, the Iron Fist must fight with G. They are going to a room where no one can interfere. There, they exchange blows and fight in balance. Even so, because of his strength, G takes more damage and gets cornered. But because of his ambition and also his motivation to take down this criminal, he is able to turn the things around and knock him down. At the end of the movie, the basement is getting crowded again. The fight also continues, without leaving the bet. It turns out that the Iron Fist is missing again. G and Sik finally have their battle in the final tournament bracket. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.